This is the lesson for November 5th, Thursday, titled From Ideas to Sentences. Content objective. I can write sentences that are complete, interesting, and effective. TEKS 4.11 AB. So this is our goal today, and what we're learning this week is something that you want to use whenever you're writing. You want to make sure that you are writing complete sentences. You want to make them interesting by changing the way that they start when you're writing in a paragraph, and effective so that you're getting your point across. You are able to explain to the reader when they're reading your writing what it is that you are trying to share with them. The language objective. When I write, I'll use lots of different sentence patterns, sentence lengths, and connecting words that combine phrases, clauses, and sentences. ELPS 5F. Okay, so you're going to make sure that you have your Google Drive open, and you're going to click Unload on your page so that you can get to the assignment. And today we will be working on slides 11 through 13. I am going to review some of the slides that we have been already working on. So I click on the link, and if you're doing it on the computer, what I want you guys to do from now on is when you open it, go ahead and click Submit. There should be a Submit button in a minute. And then when you're done, also click Submit. So that way you make sure that you are submitting so that the teacher sees your work. And there should be a Submit button on the right-hand side. Okay, so I'm going to make it bigger. There's a couple of ways that you can make it bigger. You know that you can use Zoom. You can use the drop-down menu next to the zoom in magnifying glass. You can click on 100 to make it bigger, and you can also click on the title. However, when you click on the title, now you're opening it in Google Drive, and so you no longer have the submit button. But any changes that you make in the first, on this Google slide, you will automatically be making the same changes here, and then you can always come back and submit on this one. This one is the one in Canvas because it has the world that, to me, it looks like a world that's black and white. Okay, so on Monday, we started using, coming up with main idea blurbs. And remember that blurbs are just very short, 2-3 words that describe the topics that you want to talk about. And we came up with a list of words that we knew about summer hazards, and then we grouped them together, and that's how we came up with our main idea blurbs. We have natural disasters, we have activities, and we have pests. And then we practice using those blurbs to change them into complete sentences using the sentence starters. That's what we did on Monday. We continued practicing that with your best friend topic, and you came up with 3 reasons why your best friend is special, and then you had to use the sentence starters to create your sentences. Then I asked you to not do the page 4, visiting a museum, and to instead do your favorite famous person. And so you were going to use you were going to come up with the reasons why your favorite famous person is your favorite, or why you like them. And you were going to come up with 3 main idea blurbs, and you were going to write 3 sentences. And you could use probably these sentences or something similar to these sentence starters to start your sentences on page 3. Then on Tuesday, we talked about how we can have different sentence starters because you don't always want to say the same words over and over again, and changing the main idea sentences maybe into questions and adding important words that were like action words for verbs or sounds so that you could make your writing more interesting. These two pages are very important, page 6 and page 7. On page 6, you have a number of different ways to start sentence starters, and you can always come back to this page 6 to come up with ways that you can start sentences so that you are starting them in different ways. And then in page 7, you have adjectives, which are words that describe, and these are the adjectives that students like to use a lot. But instead of using the adjectives that are underlined, I would encourage you to use adjectives that are under them, on that list under them, because those are more descriptive adjectives, and they're more exact of what exactly you're trying to say. So you're going to be using these sentence stems, and you're going to be using these adjectives when you are writing. On page 8, I wanted you to revise your favorite famous person writing, the 4 sentences that you wrote. And I wanted you to use the adjectives and the sentence starters to revise your paragraph so that you could improve your writing. And then you were going to add a picture here of your notebook, or you can type your paragraph in here in page 8. So make sure you have something in page 8. You can add a picture by clicking here, Insert Image, and then you click Camera, and then you take the picture, and it'll put the picture in this rectangle here. Then yesterday, Wednesday, we were working with different, again, revising boring sentences that have the same beginning. And here are some sentence stems that you could use specifically for this topic. And so you wrote 3 sentences, each for the events in the Winter Olympics, using the same sentences below. On page 10, you did the same thing. You used the sentence starters at the bottom to discuss and to develop the main idea reasons why being a twin is something that the person would want to be, or why they like being a twin. And so you were going to rewrite these sentences using the sentence starters at the bottom. So now we come to today. And now we are looking at main idea blurbs, and we're practicing putting them into sentences. Let's look at this writer's expository pillar framework. At the beginning of the year, we talked about the pillar framework. The author has a good pre-writing plan. Help the author by writing a complete main idea sentence for each main idea listed in the pillar. So the topic is picnics. When we look at the expository pillar framework, we have the topic at the top, and then we need to develop a leading topic sentence, and we'll talk about that in another time. But right now, this author, they planned their writing. This is just a plan, it's an outline, and they decided that they wanted to talk about the first main idea, which was food that they wanted to pack for a picnic, and then they're going to include 4 different details. So 4 different things that you have to remember to pack when you're going, or food that you remember to pack when you're going on a picnic. Then they also wanted to talk about location, where you can have a picnic, and then they were going to add 4 different details. And then they also wanted to include some outdoor activities, and they're going to have the details here for different outdoor activities that you could participate in when you go on a picnic. And then you have the conclusion at the bottom. So this is a pillar, and this is how we can plan when we want to write an expository writing, which means you're giving information, you're sharing information. Today, we are going to develop these main idea blurbs into sentences. So the first one is food to pack. And we have some sentence starters here. Picnic planning requires. One way to enjoy a picnic is. Don't forget. Wouldn't you agree that? Many people enjoy. Every picnic includes. The most successful picnics include. You'll need to decide. Most picnickers. It's helpful to plan. So which one of these do you think would be a good sentence starter when we're talking about food to pack to go on a picnic? And so you're going to pick one of these, and then we're going to develop it into a complete sentence. So I'm going to show you my example. Because it's talking about food to pack, I think that's kind of planning. So I'm going to use this last sentence starter. It's helpful to plan. So then we are going to use the text tool. If you're working on the computer, if you're working on paper, then you can just write. And I'm going to put it's helpful to plan different types of food you want to pack for your picnic. Notice that I included some more information in the sentence. I could have just said it's helpful to plan the food to pack for your picnic, but it's kind of boring, so you want to add details. And so remember, this is the main idea, and the details of what food I'm going to include, that will come later. This is just the main idea for this paragraph. Okay? So then the next one, now, this is the one I chose. You can choose another one of the sentence starters and do your own, or you can copy mine. The next one is location, different places where you can have a picnic. So let's go back to our sentence starters and let's think, which one of these do you think we could use for the location? Which one do you think would be really good for a location? I like this one. You'll need to decide. Okay, so I'm going to go here again, use the text tool, click and drag. You'll need to decide where you want to go for your picnic. Okay, now, did I use the word location? No, I did not use the word location, but that's what I'm talking about. So this is just a blurb. Now I need to develop it into a sentence. Sometimes you will use the blurb exactly in the main idea sentence. This one I changed a little bit. Food to pack, food you want to pack. Location, I did not use it at all, but that's what I'm talking about, because location means where. So this is where I put that I'm talking about location, because I said where. You'll need to decide where you want to go for your picnic. And then the next sentences in the paragraph will talk about the different places you can go. And then outdoor activities. Which one would you like to use for outdoor activities? Which sentence starter? I'm going to use a question. Wouldn't you agree that? So I am, again, use the text tool, click and drag. And I'm going to put, wouldn't you agree that the best part of the picnic, but maybe the food is the best part. That the fun part. Ooh, I used the word fun. I'm going to go back to page 7 and look for fun here. Which word should we use instead of fun? Enjoyable, entertaining, amusing, delightful, pleasant, satisfying. Entertaining or enjoyable. The most entertaining. I'm going to put entertaining. So I'm going back over here. Click again on here. Wouldn't you agree that the entertaining wouldn't you agree that the outdoor activities you plan before or after you eat are the most entertaining part of going on a picnic? Well, that was a long sentence. Let me see if I can move it up a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, wouldn't you agree that the outdoor activities you plan before or after you eat are the most entertaining part of going on a picnic? And I asked a question, and now the reader wants to agree or disagree and already think about what are some of the outdoor activities, and then I'm going to share that in the sentence. So we're just working on main idea today, and we're using sentence starters that are down here. So you could have written your own sentences here, or you could have done it with me and copied mine. Then now what you're going to do, you're going to work with some partners, and I want you to develop main idea reasons sentences from these blurbs that are here about ice cream, the best dessert. So the author is saying that ice cream is the best dessert, and they have 3 reasons why: the variety of flavors, the variety of toppings, and ways to serve it. And then you're going to use these sentence starters here to write sentences on the side for each main idea blurb. Work with your partner so that you guys can decide. You guys can take turns reading all the sentence starters and then decide which one do you think would go best with variety of flavors. And then you guys both write it in your document or in your papers. Then which one do you guys think would be best in variety of toppings? Variety means different kinds. And remember, you don't always have to write exactly these words. Now, we're not talking about, you're not going to tell me vanilla is the best flavor. That is part of the details. So we're not going to mention the different flavors right now. We're just saying that there are different flavors. And we're not going to mention what's our favorite topping because that goes down here under details. That's later. We're just talking about the main idea sentence, which is going to talk that there are different toppings that you can put on your ice cream. And then the different ways to serve it. Remember, we're not giving details right now, so don't give me details. And then you're going to do number 13 by yourself. Fast food is great. It's great because it's delicious It's great because it's convenient. Convenient means that it's easy to get. And inexpensive. Inexpensive means that it does not cost a lot. In means not. Expensive means it costs a lot, so not cost a lot. And then you have your sentence stems to use. I want to see those sentence stems. And anytime that you guys can go back to slides 6 and 7 to look at, well, you already have sentence starters, but look at slide 7 for different adjectives. Remember to click submit when you're done. Go back to the one that has the world, and you're going to click submit up at the top when you're done so that the teacher can get your assignment.